Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
It is a corporate time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. My wife, Crystal Vann's here. How you doing, Crystal?
Hi.
Good to see you.
Thanks,
How are you? Hold on, let me see if this works today. It
Oh,
does.
my goodness.
All right.
We got back yesterday from our annual Peace River camping trip.
Indeed. It's no longer kind of billed as the birthday trip. I think it used to be more of like a birthday camping trip, right?
I think the kids have taken over, and it's now it's for the kids.
Yeah, it's like a kid trip.
Yeah.
It used to be more of the Tom Vann, Fuddruckers, diarrhea in the woods. It was like, right? It was it had like a...
Well, it started as we do it on President's Day weekend, and that was always my birthday weekend.
Yeah.
And then, it started in 98 when I was turning 17.
That was 99.
Was it 99? Oh, okay, 99.
Good God.
And
I have a video that Jeff Howell sent me from the year 2000 of me rapping on stage at the House of Blues 25 years ago. And then you're off peeing in the woods.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. As a teen.
Yeah, it's wild.
I was 19.
That's wild.
Oh, actually, well, in 99, I was 18 or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, TC, you were born in 1982. How old did you turn in 1999?
Huh? I don't know.
You turned 17.
Yeah,
we drove up there. You were 16, and when you drove home, you were 17.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Which is insane thinking about our kids ever doing this at that age, and never impossible.
Well, I mean, you don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, we
know.
know.
If you guys,
Yeah.
no. If you guys are still doing it, then they'll be along for it, and they'll be 17 and 18.
No, well, I'm saying by themselves.
No.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen.
No.
I don't think
Yeah.
any kid does anything by themselves these days, right? That's not a thing. We don't allow them to, so why would they?
Because my mom and stepdad and some other parents, when I was 15, turning 16, went to Peace River, and that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
Where the parents took, like, Porno Joe and some other friends there.
Well, the dynamics
and then
have
we're all,
changed.
the next year, we're like, let's just do it ourselves.
But the dynamics have changed,
Yeah.
right? Like, you guys had that yearning to do it on your own. And most kids, like Maisie, your boys, I mean, I don't see them like, Maisie doesn't look at stuff and be like, well, I can't wait to be gone. I mean, she's fairly independent, but I think she envisions
out of everybody,
herself...
she could do it.
Well, yeah, but she envisions herself living with us, and I'm completely okay with that. But I think most kids these days are just part of the family until we have to boot them out somehow.
Well, maybe when they get into their
That's what it feels
You're
like.
doing a terrible job parenting.
15s or 16.
No, you're not. Everybody could make an argument for anything that they're doing. Saying
I'm out
that.
there breaking my back. I mean, everything is hard. It's
Okay, well, let's talk about
filthy.
this. Okay,
Well, it
My
just
heels
depends
are
on-
packed with dirt.
I guess it would depend on whether or not you feel like they appreciate it.
No.
Then
The,
I'd
the
pr-
work that I did,
Yeah.
no, they have had a great time. It is they're going to remember it for the rest of their lives. But do they appreciate the work I did? Probably no.
Yeah. None of the
Like
kids
if I
do.
asked them, like, "Hey, I did a lot of work. Do you appreciate this?" They'd be like, "Yeah, thanks."
But is it like their favorite thing? Is it like this is the thing that we set our watches on? Like this is the thing that we can't live or breathe without this. Like this is it, man.
No, because it's not even about that. And I've been analyzing this for a minute because when we first got there, because we didn't do this last year, because it had that atmospheric river that came through and it was raining.
I don't
for
even
2
like the
days
term
straight.
atmospheric river.
Yeah,
I will
but-
never say that.
So we were like, we're not going out and just spending 3 days in the continuous
rain,
rain for
right.
3 days straight.
It's hard. That's not a fun time.
And so we skipped last year, and then we went this year, and we were all my friends, everybody was bitching about how hard it was. right?
Everyone was like, "Never again.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
again. I am never. Why are we doing this? I make too much money to haul all my crap out here, set up a whole kitchen, tent, canopy,
Camp
chairs.
City.
You got to
Yeah.
drag your chair back and forth from the fire chair.
And that's the thing. When we were younger, we had a lot less stuff, and obviously pre-kids and stuff, And then we did it with you and everybody in the past. When I turned 40, Crystal put it back together for everybody, And so we did it for my 40th birthday, 41st and 2nd. You went with it.
No,
and
I
you
love
see
it.
how much stuff it is.
Oh, it's terrible.
And
it's a ton of stuff.
and then, of course, you try to bring the creature comforts that make it bearable, like the air mattresses, the sleeping bags, the extra pillows, all the extra food. You know what I'm saying? The Blackstone, the tables, the 6-foot tables, the RV mat, so it's you don't step in dirt in front of your tent, like all the 10x10 tent, and then next
4 camping chairs.
yeah, 4 camping chairs,
Lanterns.
all the clothes,
It's a
and
lot of
lanterns,
stuff.
Oh,
the
my
camping
God.
supplies.
I mean, you could fill this entire room with it. I mean, for just like 2 families, one family.
So I even I sent Daniel a video we
Yeah,
could
here.
play for Twitch because when we get there and we used to have it. Look at the amount of stuff, and that's only one of the trailers. There's
We had
another
2
small
trailers.
trailer, but look how much stuff that is. It's only 10 families,
Yeah.
right? I was like, right?
No,
But I think like
13.
I think
13
a lot.
families?
I mean, when you do this type of camping where you're bringing a ton of stuff out there, I think like this is what most people do. I mean, you could pare this down.
Okay, but listen.
Yes, you
everybody
could.
who has an opinion about that, this is for 50 people.
Yeah, it's a
there
lot
are
of
literally
people.
50 people there.
Yeah. It is a lot of people. Although
And there's babies and
We all agree because I went around to everybody's bins, camping bins,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I see some stuff you didn't use. Right?
yeah, but nobody's bringing like
We all
everybody's
brought-
packing a little extra. I mean, like who is going camping and needs 400 beers? Because that's what I would do, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
loading in a cooler that's just for beer. That's obnoxiously wasteful. There's no need for
Yeah.
that. Am I going camping? Am I going to get blasted in the woods?
Well, here's the thing. The kid, like, okay, we've tried to figure out how to make this different to where there's a place that could fit 50 people and we are totally secluded and we're on a body of water.
Doesn't
that's like
exist.
safe to swim in. It doesn't exist. And that's within driving distance, that anybody
Right,
would be
that's
willing to
convenient
do.
for everybody
Yeah.
to kind of convene to. Yeah, I
Right,
got
so
you.
it's like, oh, why don't you do Westgate River Ranch? Well, we could rent out that whole glamping area, but then what?
That's
Now
gonna
my
raise-
kids are just in a glamping area, like there's no
there's no
wilderness,
woods that you're-
and then I'm also with.
That's
I'm
going to
s-
raise the cost by a lot, I would imagine.
Well, also
I
there's a
mean,
bunch of people everywhere, and we got Andres over here wants to be blasting music till 2 a.m. We can't,
Yeah.
we got to be secluded.
But there's also no forest for the kids to play around.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like you start making it easier on yourself, and then you get rid of all the stuff that we like, or especially I like, was the kids roaming around in the woods by
Right.
themselves, enjoying the river, and us being secluded and
well,
actually being in the
roaming
woods.
around in the woods themselves with you by them is what I'm saying. Like because you remember they're never going to do what you did.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Right.
but they for one thing that I really enjoyed is a group of the kids took it upon themselves to get an axe and then go into the
Oh, yeah.
woods.
Axe kids they're advanced.
I
And
don't
then
know who
chop
brought
down
an
a
axe.
tree.
Yeah.
Somebody gave an axe to an 8-year-old,
And
and
that's
then
fine.
all of a
That's
sudden
fine.
I looked over and they're dragging a tree back, and I'm
Yeah.
like, who is there an adult over there who
It's
cut
a-
down this tree?
I like that.
like the kids.
Lord of the Flies.
But
I
the-
like that.
but-
They chop a tree down, get it going.
But that's the kind of experience that
You don't get that.
You do all the work. You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
go to some resort or Airbnb or glamping area. They can't
Yeah.
go down and just chop down.
Or like when the ranger
security.
chops off your firewood. No, I
Yeah,
understand.
And then it's like so you don't get and to rough it. It's got to be rough, and then so it's like and then I started equating in my mind like it's running. And then that gave me a different appreciation for it. It's like running sucks when you do it, and then you only appreciate it. You're only happy after. And so I think
Sure.
I'm just going to categorize it in my brain as camping like this.
It's like a workout.
Is like running, and the fact that it sucks while you're doing it is hard, but you get appreciation for it after. And then the kids, because I don't think like I said, if we didn't all have kids, there's no way we'd do this because it wouldn't get the same appreciation for like forcing the kids to go out there and like do like woods stuff and like camping stuff that they normally wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying.
And then play in the river, and then us, there's freedom once they take you out to the middle of the woods, and then you're out there, and you're not in some sort of resort area or whatever. Like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can just chop your hand off if you want to on an axe.
Well,
but
that
they
is the
didn't.
freedom. That is
They
the I
didn't.
want the freedom to be able to chop my fingers off if I want to.
Yeah,
right?
if I
Like,
want to.
I don't want anybody telling
I don't want
me.
you telling me I can't do it.
I can't do that. The chat room is saying, Shred Bear says, Crystal should look up properties off the Peace River. Then y'all can make a camp yourself. I mean,
What, like to buy?
But
yeah, that doesn't. It
Yeah,
also
I
doesn't.
don't-
I have looked. And actually on the way back, TC and I. Oh, I don't have headphones on. Should I? It's
I
fine,
mean,
right?
whatever,
it's fine.
whatever you want to do.
Tom and I, pardon me,
Yeah.
we stopped on the way back at a place called Peace River Oaks, which is like a glamping spot on the Peace River. And we thought, well, if we can get the same experience and just be in like glamping tents and have a key to our own bathroom, then we can change it up a little bit. But it wasn't like the bank was high. The water was really way low. There's no swimming. There's like no swimming, alligator signs everywhere.
because it's a business.
It's
more
a
of
business.
a business.
And then so we just realized, well, we're not going to be free to do whatever we want. We're going to have, even if we have neighbors when we're camping out there, we feel kind of bad because we're too loud. There's too
No,
many of
I
us.
understand.
The kids are running through their camp,
Yeah. You can't get the same freedom, and it can't be the same thing. And then that's it has. If it's gonna be this kind of camping, it's gonna be hard, and that's why it is fulfilling, I guess.
Yeah.
It is so hard, though. I'm really sore today.
Yeah.
I slept so good last night.
Sore and sunburnt, and I will tell you a funny story about the dry ice. So I went across the street to Publix. I had on my list that to get ice after the show on Friday and dry ice. And I even checked the day before, like, as I get older, I do get more, I guess, organized, or at least I'm preparing more,
definitely. Yeah.
Just because I can't live like I used to as much, just because it gets harder. I'm like, I have to. Let me check to see if they have dry ice before I open the thing, and then there's nothing there. And then
well,
I'm
forgetting
driving
things
around.
starts to hurt. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know that,
In
but like when I
time-
forget things now as an older man, it's like it like hurts my brain. So I have to write more things down. I think it's a form of dying.
So I go over there. I get a bunch of like party bags of ice. I go up to the checkout, and then I'm like, tell the cashier, which is like a teen girl.
Yeah.
Hey, I need to get.
Oh, you love talking to the teen girls.
Well, it's relevant to where she's never. I'm pretty sure this girl has never experienced or even knew what dry ice was.
Yeah.
But there's a dry ice
Younger
cooler.
people, one of the things I've noticed is that younger people don't know what anything is. They're like,
Hey, well, when were you ever going to have any sort of experience with dry ice? Even normally
in science, you know what dry ice is. I mean,
I
have
guess I
people
am.
don't
I
read
think
books
I never
anymore?
used dry ice in any science class I ever took.
Oh God! All I wanted to do was use dry ice. I knew what it was, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get to do it at some point."
But like normally in everyday life, like not that many people use dry. I've never used it except for camping.
Man, that girl knows what Halloween is. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You know what Halloween is.
So I go up to the cooler, and by the way, there's someone that came right behind me. So immediately I feel the pressure.
Yeah,
of,
you're going to make them wait if you have any questions.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I run over to the dry ice cooler. I open it up. And but by the way, there's garden gloves on the top of the dry ice cooler for handling the dry ice. I guess like they put them there so like because
so you don't freeze your fingerprints off.
if you hold dry, now you
Right? You want to freeze your fingerprints off, right?
you can hot potato like you could touch dry ice no problem. Like
It makes a
that's
squeaky
nothing-
noise. It makes a squeaky noise when it starts to burn.
It starts hissing.
Yeah, it starts to burn the fingerprints off your hands.
Now, if you press your fingerprints on dry ice for a long period of time, they will burn you. Yeah.
That's called the Hudson Hawk, cat burglar.
But you can kind of hot potato it, no problem. So I open it, and I see the gloves. I'm like, I'm not using this. Whatever.
Could have guessed that.
Open the
Are
dry
they
ice.
chained to the box at all?
No, but when I opened it, I see they had just freshly restocked it, right?
Hey, fresh ice.
But there's like 3 or 4 blocks per
They were like sealed together, like
section, and they were like, those moving ties, like the plastic, the ones they put on a pallet.
Yeah.
It's like plastic pallet ties. They're a plastic pallet tied together.
Yeah.
Into like a bundle of 3. So I see it,
Interesting.
and I'm like, And then by the way,
Get your pocket knife, slip that thing off.
I don't have a pocket knife.
All right.
I will lose it. I cannot carry anything except for my keys, wallet, and phone.
Pocket knife on the keys. I'm going to give you a pocket knife for your keys.
well, wait until
right.
you hear the next part of this.
So I look at it, and I'm like, oh, God. And then I look over at customer service. They're busy. By the way, this is Friday of President's Day weekend.
Oh, it's
holiday
slamming, yeah.
slam.
And the guy behind you is still waiting over there.
Yes, yeah. And
What's
so,
he want? He wants like a leg of lamb.
So
or
I look
something?
at it, and then I'm like, I'm like, I need some sort of scissors to cut this, but I'm not going to go to customer service.
Oh,
It'll
put
take
your
way too
face
long.
on and go use your teeth.
No,
Bite the thing off.
I look at it, I'm like, well, I'm just going to buy the whole bundle. Who cares? Like, how much money could it be? I have
wow.
money. I have a couple
Just
pennies.
dry ice. I mean, what is
You
it?
know,
$5?
I'm
You
turning.
know, I honestly don't know. That's a good question.
I'm 43 years old. I've worked hard.
Yeah, you deserve some dry ice. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
I'll waste some money.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So
I'm Big Daddy Dry Ice.
So I pick up the entire bundle.
Yeah.
Right? It was like they are smoking.
Hey, look, everybody, Mr. Wizard. They're smoking.
So then I run
You look
over.
like the Phantom.
I run over. Now, by this time, the person behind me has loaded all the stuff on the conveyor
They're ready.
belt.
They're ready for
and
that
they're
belt
ready.
to start moving.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and she's
put your dry ice right on their Cheetos
Yeah,
and crush them good.
Well, the teen girl cashier told me she had to weigh it to be able to because it's per pound, right? So I
Yeah,
take.
but isn't it losing
Huh?
its price as it... Hold on a second. I don't know about that.
Well,
It's
a little
per
by
pound?
It's getting heavier.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. Like, hold on a second. Leave it there for a couple more minutes and then charge me.
So I put it on the actual the scale in front of it,
Yeah.
and then she's like, okay, she's afraid to touch it, smoking or whatever.
This is awesome, by the way.
And then she's like, dee, dee, dee. She's like, $68. I'm like, 68. So then I'm like, oh, that's
You gotta buy it.
That's way too much.
you're
that I
Big
want.
Daddy- Big Daddy Dry
I
Ice.
don't need $68 of dry ice. So then I'm like, oh, do you have some
Your
scissors?
cheapness is fighting you. Will your awkwardness force you out the door?
I can't even listen to this because my skin is crawling.
Yeah. Are you uncomfortable?
Yes, it's so uncomfortable.
Would you
the
just
guy's
walk out?
waiting.
Would
No,
you just walk out with the ice?
Oh.
$70 worth of ice?
No, I would have.
So then, but
You can't put it
None of
back.
this.
You can't put it back.
Dude,
You're wasting
well-
it. It's fogging everywhere. How do you put the fog back in the thing?
So then I reach over and then she's like she said like, hey, can you get a piece of some scissors? And then she sends the bag boy to go get scissors and the
it's
person's
still
waiting.
smoking everywhere?
Oh, it's still
this is
smoking.
awesome.
No, it's
you're not
on the
covering it
metal
with
scale
anything.
and it's smoking up there. The person's all mad. So then I go down and I just it's glued together. So I'm ripping it off with my hands, right? Because the bag boy's taking too long with the scissors.
Wow, I mean, come
So
on.
so
That guy
the
shouldn't even have scissors. Am I right?
The teen girl's she's scared of
Sometimes.
it. She's just like hands up. She's like, I'm not touching
Like, this is magic.
Like I don't know what this is. And then so I rip off the moving ties, right? And I get the individual blocks.
Who do you
right?
think you are, Mark Rober?
So it's 4 blocks. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take 2. So I take 2.
Oh, that's $30. $30.
I grab them with my hands,
Don't do that.
and then I'm like, yeah. So then I grab them, and then I'm like, da, 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 and then I put them against.
You put them in your hoodie, and then your hoodie starts smoking.
And-
you look like Drake walking out of
my
the
God.
after the concert, where you look like you got shot.
So I'm hot potatoing 2 of these big blocks of ice.
The chat room noticed that when your wife's mad at you and listening to the story, she adjusts her glasses a lot.
Oh no, no! They're touching my eyelashes. I don't know what to do
Oh,
about
you
that.
have beautiful eyelashes.
A hot potato them back to the cooler, come back. The person, she rings it up,
It's
whatever.
still smoking the whole time, right?
Still like $30 of
Yeah,
dry ice,
yeah.
which froze our entire cooler. There's still
There's
ice
still
in it.
ice in it.
Like I
Yeah.
brought chunks
From
of ice
Friday.
all the way down to Arcadia, loaded into
that
a trailer.
that dry ice works, man.
Trailer.
It's great, yeah.
I mean the how far I took that ice
There and back.
into the middle of the woods, and now it's into my garage right now.
Yeah.
It's still frozen.
You should
It's
take it
ridiculous.
back to the girl and see if you can return it.
Also, Tommy lost his glasses
Yeah.
in the first day of the
A little
trip.
piece of us are left in peace.
Oh my
So-
God! Oh,
And poor thing, yesterday he was like, his eyes are squinting, and he's like, I don't know what I'm feeling. Something, I feel something here, and I'm like, yeah, you can't. Your eyes are tired. They're
Yeah.
trying to see. You're
we gotta
blind.
get him another. Oh, yeah. Oh, get him another pair. Yeah, of course not. He's in the middle of the woods, you idiot. Like I'm sitting there thinking, like you had a.
Yeah, I didn't bring extras.
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah.
But you know what I did bring? I did bring a croaky so that it wouldn't happen, but I didn't put it on the glasses.
Yeah. You had to get there first.
That's okay.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, you had to get there first.
I see it in the bin of stuff we didn't use.
Yeah.
I
like,
count that
all
as a win. I would count that as a win because it was there. It just didn't get implemented, right?
So Tommy, we brought these inflatable mini boats so they could boat
And you
themselves.
left them out there, right? I hope.
No,
Okay.
we
They made it back.
deflated them, brought them all the way
Yeah,
back.
you have to. You have to.
And so the kids were taking them from one side of the river to the other because they were like hunting for shark's teeth, which there's just billions of
scoop.
shark's teeth
Yeah.
everywhere, which is pretty
Did
crazy.
you find any massive, the megalodon one?
No.
I really wanted to be the one who found one of those.
Yeah.
I think you
we
have
only
to,
found one year, I think, when we went. And how about any gators? Tons of gators, like usual?
One
or?
tiny baby gator.
Yeah, because
no gators.
it was in an area of the river that a lot of airboats and regular boats. It was
That makes sense.
Like we were on a further south portion of the river, and there's a lot more boats and airboats down there. So I think it scares the gators away, which
Maybe,
is good. You know, just because like
I
you
mean,
see
why not?
see an 8-foot gator, and then like
You're like, ooh, I don't
the
want my kid
wizard's
to-"
not watching his infants, and they're all splashing by the water.
Better
Like
to,
a little chicken down there.
better to have it leave than
Delicious.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Have the airboat scare it away. No big deal.
Yeah. Then like some kid gets bit or taken by a gator, we're
No,
all
don't-
gonna
I'm already-
never be
I
the
can't
same.
even
You know,
think-
Yeah, that kills your trip.
It's
too.
gonna ruin our lives.
and
You
think
understand?
of-
We'll
and
never
think
be
of-
friends.
and
We
think
can't
of
even look
how
at
much
each other.
You guys would hate me if I'm like, everybody's packing up and I'm like, you know what? I think we're gonna stay. You know, if I say that, right, then I'm the a-hole, right? Because I just put some hot dogs on, and I'm like, I think
You're like, this is a lot of
look,
work.
we're just gonna finish dinner and then we'll head home. You know,
Like, we can't get his life back, so
Yeah.
we might as
Yeah,
well
yeah.
just.
I'm gonna eat all this
stop.
food. I gotta eat all
I'm
this
just
food.
joking.
I know, but
God.
it scares
It's like,
me.
my dry ice is still good.
Anyway, so
about it.
so Tommy's on this little inflatable boat, and he's got his glasses on, and then all of a sudden I hear some kids like, "Hey," and then we look over, and the boat flipped over,
Yeah.
and now Tommy's swimming next to the boat, no glasses, and then Tommy's like, "My glasses fell off," and then I'm like, I'm screaming across the river, I'm like, wherever they fell, look at that area and don't stop looking at it. As soon as I said, he started looking up the clouds.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Why are you not?
And I'm like, don't.
He's kicking the glasses away.
He's spinning. What? Spinning a circle fast? Okay. He just like starts twirling.
Yeah, because I've seen people throughout my
Everyone
life.
splash! Splash like your life depends on it.
When you lose glasses in a body of water, you have to look at that exact area and nonstop, because if
Yeah.
you
Yeah, and a bunch of 8 to 10-year-olds were instructed to do so.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because if you look away from the body of water and then someone's like, where exactly where you were when you lost it, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Man, it all kind of
Yeah,
looks the same."
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And then you're
And
like,
next thing you know, I ate ribs with this dude. You're on the news, and you have no clue what's happening.
and then it becomes a 50-foot radius of where it could be. Plus, there's
And they're already moving
current.
downriver.
Yeah.
They're already downriver.
The current, it went so fast. We were down there looking, TC and I got in the water. We got goggles on.
The whole Saturday morning.
We offered
or
everybody,
Sunday
all the
morning.
kids, you get $100 if you find these
wow.
glasses.
That's nice.
$100.
Yeah,
Oop,
yeah.
that doesn't look
Yeah.
good. Anyway,
Did you
so
have it, the $100? Because I would have needed to see it in the woods.
No,
I'm like,
I'll Venmo you.
no. You're not getting. I'm not falling for that.
Yeah, well, the kids fell for it, and then these kids nowadays they forget. Their
Yeah.
money means nothing to them.
Yeah, they look for like 15
all they
seconds.
want
They're
is-
like, I'm bored.
Yeah, and none of them. I was like, you have to dive down, and because
Diving's not popular
Listen,
anymore. Swimming either. It's not,
you,
it's not
for-
as popular.
you forget how your breath gets taken away when you dunk your head into freezing cold water.
Yeah.
And then also it's pitch black. So we could see
Yeah.
once
The
you got
rivers-
to the bottom, you could see. But like there
6 inches from your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
So a buddy of mine had like swim goggles, and I put them on, and then Crystal was holding my legs like a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Were you
it
naked?
was the funniest thing I've ever done.
And then
Could you see straight down his beak?
I could only see up to his shorts, but I was
Yeah.
holding his legs, and I just couldn't stop laughing the whole time because it was the weirdest.
You got to do what you
thing
got to
I've
do for your
ever done.
kids, man. You got to find those glasses. Those are expensive glasses.
Yeah, didn't find them. Of
Yeah.
course not.
Oh.
It's impossible.
The blue
Like,
ones.
we should have never even tried, because I wasted 2 hours of my life, and all Sunday morning while everybody else is hanging out, me and Crystal are in the river
It was a
back and
fun
forth.
story.
Yeah, you
You
swam.
were-
What are you going to go? Do a meditation under a tree? You
Hey,
swam.
But there's other things you could do, like drink and hang
true.
out.
That is
I'm gonna be
true.
looking for Tommy's glasses.
I
which,
did find somebody else's glasses.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you really?
Yeah.
That's
I'm in
crazy.
there with my toes. I was doing like a pattern, I was
Yeah.
all the way left, all the way right, a foot forward every time, and all of a sudden I felt it, like I felt a lens.
And you
I'm like,
knew
this
it.
is a lens. Yes, I'm a hero, and I grabbed him with my toes. I pulled him up. Somebody else's glasses.
Damn.
Someone's
It's crazy.
sunglasses.
You think about how many
Yeah, what
pairs
are
of
the odds?
glasses are probably in there, and the likelihood of you finding somebody else, and they're clear, not sunglasses.
They were sunglasses, and they were big. They had no arms. It was
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Useless.
I mean, it's impossible. And plus, there's so much debris and wood.
Oh, there's some spooky sticks everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like waiting to find a gator under
Well,
there.
that's the hardest thing
Yeah.
too. Like you don't want to touch that. Like everybody's like touching it, and then like kids, you have them touch it a little bit. They're like, I'm out. I don't want to do
Yeah.
that
I'm
anymore.
swimming underneath piles of wood, looking down there, like, and then I have to
poor
get
guy.
6 inches from the ground before I can even see it. And you're in
It was, you know.
Any
brown
water
water.
balloons this time?
No, because the problem is they're all non-biodegradable.
Yeah.
So
I also wouldn't let anybody shower in the river anymore.
Okay.
Like when we were younger, we used to just like soap up into the river, and
Yeah.
now I'm like President Apita over here. I'm not gonna let you
Well,
shower in the
yeah.
river.
It-
Nope,
it
you're
is
gonna be
bad.
dirty.
Will
Will you tackle us? And if I'm naked, like if I'm naked soaping myself in the river, are you gonna run and throw yourself on top of me and stop me from soaping myself?
No, I just come over and tell you that it messes with the surface tension and the eggs that are on top of the water
Oh,
sink
okay.
if
That
the
makes
soap
sense.
swims by, and so
And
we're
then
not
you've ruined-
doing soap in
okay.
the water anymore.
Yeah, that makes. Hey, I'm not here to. I'm not here
And
to
everyone
rock
was
the
like,
boat.
"Oh my god, this
I don't like water eggs anyway. Kill them all. Nothing ruins your time in the water like
Ew.
being next to some eggs.
Yeah, I was trying to take a shower.
Gross.
There's eggs covered.
You can use camp suds up on the shore because they'll like biodegrade into the ground, but if you put it directly into the water, it's no
Okay.
longer it's
That
not like
makes
biodegradable.
sense. I don't like those showers, though, the gray ones where you have to make the big belly tub thing and you
Yeah.
gotta hang it. They don't work.
No, that doesn't.
But it's
Yeah.
like, but
Just
it's
be dirty.
Yeah, just be dirty.
Max came back with chiggers, I think.
yeah,
covered in
he-
some-
he's-
covered in
yeah,
some- something.
Oh no,
He's
You gotta
bit up
put the-
You know,
crazy.
Don't you have to put the nail polish on him?
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like when he gets home.
Oh
today.
no.
I don't know.
But I also assume that the orange industry in Arcadia around there is ruining the rivers a millionfold more than my spritz of
Just
Dawn that
because
I'm washing my
somebody else
armpits.
is doing it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's like oh, dude, the oceans. I'm like, China's polluting the oceans. 10
Well, let's
billion
talk
times
about
more
which is
than
it,
any of us.
because like I've had people tell me they're like, oh yeah, Dawn is a very harsh degreasing chemical that should never be used, and then their whole commercial is that it's safe enough for the baby ducks to get the oil off of them.
Well,
so
they're
which
an
is
oil
it?
disaster.
Is it good for the environment? Is it bad for the environment? Is it somewhere in the center?
It's bad for the environment. It's
Is everything
bad for
the
grease.
environment? Everything's bad for the environment,
Yes,
right?
we
Yeah.
are also bad for the environment.
Oh yeah, we definitely are bad for the environment.
So, you know how like, and you've been on this trip before.
Oh,
where
I was jealous that you guys got to go. It looked super fun, especially
Yeah.
the last day coming home, the weather being a little crisp, but with the
Tell
sun.
Daniel how long the canoe ride was on the way back. Tell him how long it was.
That's my favorite part, is the canoe ride.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes or less.
It was
maybe,
5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
maybe,
that would have made me
We
mad.
did not
mad.
realize the first day it was so windy. The wind was at our front, so like you just paddle forward, and
Yeah.
if you stopped paddling, you were going backwards. So it took us 2.5 hours the first day, where we were told it was going to take an hour and a half, but we all just figured that was because of the wind. We didn't realize we went like the entire distance the first day, and we were parked like a 10-minute walk from the car. We could have just walked.
We
to
did
the
that with
car.
John, like the first or second year that I went. He wanted to keep going, keep going, keep going.
Pre-kids, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and pre-kids, we made it all the way down there, and then it was like, okay, we're ready. We packed up, got our canoes, and we're right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the
I
way,
love the canoe ride. It's the best part.
I told everybody's like, "Oh, where's Daniel this year?" I'm like, "Doesn't like you guys anymore." Don't
say that.
I just told them.
Yeah, he's
and they're like,
he doesn't
"Oh,
like
okay."
it. He's,
It's like, "You guys,
yeah.
Miami people,
I'm sick
they're
of these
not
Miami
good."
folks. I
Yeah,
hate them.
yeah.
No, I missed them. I would have not
Too
been able to-
scammy.
I would have. I would have not been able to do that. Like I don't.
It was really hard, honestly.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wouldn't have been
All
able
my
to-
friends were complaining about their backs.
And because I organize everything and make the booking and
Yeah.
and I keep everybody posted with all what's going on, they all felt like it was necessary to tell me, Crystal, I am never doing this again. This is the worst. Why are we here? I make too much money to do this. I'm like,
Okay.
all right, man, don't come back.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Don't burden me with your unhappiness.
But it's like
But
right.
I also was say like, I'm never doing this again. I hate it.
Yeah, I didn't even go, and I'm going to send you an email later
Oh.
about not wanting to go.
Yeah, but you emotionally take it like it's your fault.
I
They're,
do.
They're just pitching out
TC,
loud because
if it-
it's horrible. Like running. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's the same thing.
He
When
does
I'm-
say that.
Every time I'm running, I'm like, this is horrible.
He'll-
I'm never doing it
He'll
again.
be
And
leaving,
then I do-
and he'll
then-
be like, I hate this. As he's leaving, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning. He's like, I hate
But
that.
that's why it's good
Yeah.
because it's hard, and I think there's no way to get an experience like that unless it's insanely hard and miserable. Which is
I do
like,
miss it.
If there is a way, someone let me know.
I love
It
it.
isn't.
Like I really do miss. I was very sad that I was missing this
I'm
year.
sure. I would have
And
missed it if I didn't get
I
it.
love seeing the pictures of it, and there's just something that's almost necessary reset for your brain when you're out there in the wilderness for more than 24 hours without going inside a true air-conditioned, like weird, like artificial light
Fluorescent
building.
lights.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. There's something like good about it.
And even though we're not far away from civilization, obviously we hear cars at night, but it's still far enough where it's like you're not going to the resort bathroom. It's not, you're not you can't go to like some, you can't go to your car. You're secluded.
God, my fingernails. I just want to take a shower so my fingernails could.
Any mega fires?
No.
It was hot. So it never got really.
We tried to keep it small so that our circle wasn't so big.
Yeah, it never got below 60 degrees at night. It was like 65.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Yeah.
Even at midnight. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's perfect.
people are wearing t-shirts and shorts at night. So it is more comfortable when it's not freezing outside. Like it is pretty miserable. Like it could have been worse.
Are the canoes the same? The big silver ones?
Same thing.
Same
Canoe outpost.
Same
yeah.
old. Oh, it is canoe outpost.
Canoe
now.
outpost,
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, the guy. It's
They're
funny.
going through some stuff down there, so he's operating out of another location right now. But it's the same buses and canoes and the same
Cool.
guy and the same.
Well, that's good to know. Like I like to support those people.
So they take us up there in a bus, right? And the trailer is towing 10 canoes, and then the employees grab the canoes and turn them upside down and walk them down to the river and put them in for us. And it's always been the way that they've done it. And there was this man, an older man. He walked by us. He put the canoe down there, and he's like, "It ain't like I'm 70 anymore." And I was like, "What? You're 70?" I was like, "Oh my God, you're 70 and you're doing this? That's crazy." I didn't really understand what he said. He wasn't 70. He was 90.
Yeah.
This man.
What is you had a 90-year-old man put your canoe in?
Yes. Yeah.
What, it's like Andrea's grandpa.
He was the strongest.
It was
and
crazy.
most
that makes me
vibrant
sad. I can't even
90-year-old
walk
I've
in my
ever
car.
I didn't believe him because I was like, "You're 90." He's like, "Oh yeah," and I asked the guy, the owner of the company, because it's funny because the owner now.
Oh, I hope that old man heard you and thought you were saying he's lying.
Look at that. That's him. He didn't even look 90.
Oh no, he does not look 90.
He doesn't look 90.
No.
Look at him.
I asked the
He
owner,
looks
and
great.
he's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, he's 90," and he's like, he refuses for me to let him not do the putting in the canoes or whatever. And I'm like, "That's how you look that good at 90." Like
Yeah,
this
that
guy
is how you stay healthy.
work like doing hardcore work, and that keeps him young.
That's what Andrea's dad
It's
says.
crazy.
He's like, keep moving. That's all he says.
Yeah.
Just keep moving.
I mean, the fact that a 90-year-old man is unloading canoes.
Chat room has a great idea. We should ask. I mean, you guys have connections there. Maybe we could talk to him for a Weird Job Wednesday. That would be a really good one. A 90-year-old canoeman that does something that we all kind of admire.
He's good at loading canoes. I don't know if he's going to call in and be like, "What's us? Who are you?"
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It might be just one thing, right?
Pod radio.
Not much of a talker, more of a lifting things and putting them down kind of a guy.
But,
No, he was really friendly, actually.
And then I was like, it's also genetics. I'm like, that guy, even if he wasn't loading canoes, he probably genetically would have been fine at
That's
90.
why I feel so bad about getting my hip replaced, because it's not going to be in me very long.
Oh my God, that took
No,
me
I'm
a
just
second.
saying. I was like, am I wasting one that could go to somebody else?
Yeah.
I've been seeing some of these go to kids with like real problems.
It's
like
not like there's
leukemia
a
and
limited
stuff.
amount. They'll just make
I don't
another
know.
one.
I think there's a
It's
limited
artificial,
amount.
right?
Yeah, I mean, like there's only
They're
a
not
limited.
mining them somewhere.
Yeah, but it's made of some pretty sophisticated materials. I'd hate to take one from somebody that truly needs it, And I'm beating people. Like, for whatever reason, Andrea, I have right to the front of the line, man. Like, I'm beating people that have been waiting 6 months, and I'm going to, beat them before they get their initial appointment. And I'm going to have a new one in. I'm going to do it all
Don't
this
say
year.
that out loud.
I'm going to say everything. I'm going to do double hips. I'm going to do nose job breast augmentation. And
Get it all done
Brazilian butt lift. BBL. Take it up high.
Yeah. I mean,
why not? And veneers. Big old giant delabates.
I'm
Matt
bring
Stafford.
back real teeth. Don't.
Which Crystal? She's like,
I'm anti-veneers. Sorry if anybody has them. I'm sure they look great on you.
You're
I'm
anti-veneers?
anti-veneers. Yes.
Tell me why.
yeah.
Because
She's like, I like my teeth crooked and yellow. That's what she's telling me. She's like, Matt Stafford doesn't look like you anymore because his teeth are too perfect. I'm like, God damn.
Well, they're not perfect. It's like he's wearing a big. Have you ever seen the cartoon of a dog? You seen a commercial of a dog with like he picked up at somebody's dentures or something? That's what Matthew Stafford looks like.
Yeah, they're perfectly white
You just
and
said
perfect.
Matt Stafford looks like a dog who picked up
It
somebody's
just
picture.
it just doesn't look like it fits. It's like he's wearing this big like
Oh,
it's just
weird.
weird.
Well,
How do you?
It is it does look a little weird when your teeth are really exactly perfect,
And
like
they're
because
white
it's,
as
it's a
paper?
natural.
Mine are
It's not
pretty.
supposed
Mine
to
are
be
pretty
like that.
straight, but they're not perfect.
They're not bright, like super
Mine are
white.
yellow brown.
No, they're the color. They're the color of teeth.
You're
They're the
supposed to
color
look like
of
yeah.
I
your
want.
bones.
I
That
want
is what they're
those
supposed to look like.
dark brown George Washington.
You know,
That's what I want.
I saw Timothy Chalamet on SNL the other day, and they did like a close up of his a smile maybe
Yeah.
or something, and it was kind of they were doing like a joke or whatever. But I appreciated so much that he allowed them to do that, and he does not have perfect teeth, and I think he is beautiful with his
He doesn't look like
perfect natural crooked teeth. It
he
looks
does,
great.
Chalamet does not look like he wipes well to me.
Well, he started.
It was greasy.
He's dirty.
It's a little greasy looking.
Yeah, like all over him, like the hygiene there. He's going through a thing. It's weird.
He's in like some sort of weird like dressing like a '90s skater, like a guy from the movie Kids.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
he's like,
exactly.
that's
He
how I
dresses
used to
like a
dress
drug
in my
addict. Yeah.
where like a saggy, baggy pants, and like that's how I used to dress in the '90s.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like a skater. They liked Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like punk rock and Wu-Tang. There's a crossover in the '90s.
There
where,
was.
like, like punk rock and hip hop.
Yeah,
you know,
well, Beastie
like,
Boys bridged a
yeah,
gap for all of us, and we kind of felt like we could walk over it.
Yeah, Bieber
you know?
went through the
I
same
never thought about
phase,
it like
and-
that. But
Yeah,
yes, you're right.
and then we always had like Far Side and Tribe Called Quest, and then we had rap that was more like skate rap.
But anyway,
I don't
so
know why we got onto that, but
I think there's no way to do like a hard ass camping trip and it mean the same if you do it easy. And
Yeah.
so I just,
But I don't want some of my friends to not come.
well, you have to
We have to
prepare
shame 'em.
yourself. You have
Shame
to
them,
prepare
but then
yourself for
they
some.
tell me the whole time how much they hate it. That makes me feel
yeah,
bad
but they
too.
like. I
Yeah.
bet you they like it after, and that's the thing. Like just like running,
Yeah.
you do all the hard work, you hate it
Have
when
you
you're
asked
doing
them
it.
today?
Yeah.
And what are they saying?
I shared a link to my one of my lanterns. Somebody was asking me about my lantern, and
Yeah.
one of them said, "More stuff. I thought this was the last year." And then the husband chimes in and said, "It was for us."
Oh, so you're getting your.
Was it the person that pooped his pants?
No.
Oh, wow, wow,
No.
wow. You didn't,
One of my buddies.
Why are you guys attacking people that don't want to go on your camping trip
He
by
never
outing
told-
them
okay,
for pooping their pants?
He never told anybody else this.
That was
So don't
retaliatory.
name
I'm not gonna say who it is.
That was retaliatory. That was like literally
you recognize his name.
That's the most emotional thing you've ever done. You got offended that somebody offended your wife for not liking your camping trip, and you outed them as pooping their
Don't
pants.
tell
That's the
his
most emotional
I'm
thing
not.
you've ever done.
But we all now that we're in our 40s, we have to pee all the time throughout the night, especially when we're drinking all
Yeah.
day.
You
And
just
then
gotta
it's like-
hold it.
There's no holding
There's
it.
no hold
You-
mine.
You sit there and you're just awake and you're like, oh god.
No, I wake up and I feel it, and I go back to sleep, and I force myself back to sleep with a full bladder.
no,
and then
no.
when I wake up in the morning, ah!
So
horrible.
So we're all out of our tents all the time peeing on old men.
You got to pee right out the side.
And he did that one, and then coughed, pooped his pants, and then had a whole.
Yeah, then he had to spend the next half an hour or
Yeah.
hour cleaning himself up. He threw the
He
boxers
had
into
to
the
find
porta
a mirror
potty.
because he thought he had poop on his face.
Get in the river. He's gonna get in the
Yeah,
river.
the river's cold in
You
the
just
middle
run,
of the night.
You just run for the river.
Like, like
No, you run. If you
By the way,
pooped your
we're-
face, if you pooped your face, you run for the river.
He's like, "Is it on my hands? I don't know. Did I get it on my face?"
Like we're all not
don't get a
outdoor.
mirror.
We're all not outdoorsmen too. Like you understand? Like these are everybody has like this is the only time they really spend outdoors. So like you know, saying all these
And that's
people.
why we'll
Right,
be
it's not
there
like we're
last
skilled.
time.
Yeah, we go
Yeah.
like they're not.
If I pooped my pants and needed a mirror, I'm not coming again.
yeah,
I'm not.
Like a lot of people that camp, you know, you talk to some guys in Colorado. They camp 20 times a year. Their camping lifestyle,
yeah.
you know, it's like they
They know what to do if they poop their pants.
yeah, it's
Well,
like
even
normal.
you guys go about 5 times a year. That's a lot. I think for the average person.
We do this once and then
Oh,
maybe
no, you've done other camping this year.
With-
You've done like 3 or
10
4 camps this year.
RV. We do one other
Oh, I
tent
guess
camping
so.
at Fort Wilderness, which is not camping at all. It's,
Okay.
you
It
know,
is
All right.
definitely camping. Everything smelled like campfire smoke. We slept on an air mattress in a tent.
Disney
it was
World.
freezing.
He's not counting
it. Was so cold.
Gotta have a mirror.
We got a bathhouse. There's warm
that's
showers.
nice.
Yeah, and they're
Hot
blasting
water.
reggaeton in there while they're taking a shower and farting all over the place.
That's a different
That's called Florida
Yeah,
camping.
turn your Bluetooth off.
Turn
Jesus.
on, talk on the phone on your ear. Don't put on speakerphone.
Have you seen the jammers you can get now?
What is that?
There's these little jammers you can get now. I think they're like...
Oh, like you jam their signal?
Yeah, I think it's highly
Oh, that's
illegal
mean.
because it's highly illegal from what I've been told because it can interfere.
I don't want to do that.
It can interfere with medical and like 911.
But what about at Publix? Because this is a problem at Publix, is people on their
Yeah.
speakerphone like this.
It's an epidemic.
Loud.
People
And-
think that's a thing now.
No. I told TC I wanted to get some.
Things have changed when you start wearing those glasses.
My God.
Always say things like
Why
that.
are you holding a tiny handgun?
No, okay, I'm wearing a striped shirt too, right? No, but hey, is it so wrong for me not to want to be selecting the type of cheese I
Do you
want
ever lean
and not
in?
hear your screaming cousin on the phone or
Do
whatever?
you ever, you know what I do? I lean in. I lean into it. I go, I do. I lean in anytime I see it. I just yell.
I told TC I wanted to start carrying around some earbuds and just in a friendly way say like, "Oh, here, do you need one?"
No, don't do that. So passive aggressive.
Yeah, but
man.
like
I
it
think
is
my-
passive aggressive.
I think my yelling in their phone is more appropriate.
politely
than
sending a message.
I'm
You
so
can't do that.
close to almost having the personality it takes to do that. To not think about anybody around me. Like, I have what it takes
no,
in other. Like, I don't think about anything. So why don't I have that? I can't do it.
No,
I
you can't
talk.
do it.
And I want to do it so bad because it looks so
It's
awesome.
like you have everything.
Why
but
does it look
yeah.
awesome? I don't
Because-
understand. You're still holding it right here. You're benefiting from it zero. You're
because-
literally holding it by your face, an inch different than if you just
Now,
took off the speaker
what's
and put
better?
it right here.
Now, what's better? I don't talk on the phone. Like, if people call me, anyone calls me, I'll just look at it and I get afraid of the phone and put it down.
Well, that's
What's
different.
worse?
Yeah, I don't
What's
know.
worse?
Yeah. Daniel's
the
afraid.
first one.
What's
Talking
really?
in public
Yeah,
loud
because
in
my
front of other
phone will ring.
people.
There'll be people. Yakov Smirnoff, the Russian comedian, is calling me. I look at my phone. I get scared if I put it down. I'm like, I can't answer.
Daniel's afraid to answer the phone
did.
or the door.
Did I not tell you this morning? I could not call
That's it,
Yakov
that's it.
Smirnoff. I'm having an episode. And he goes, "Are you all right, buddy?" He's like, "I can call him." I was like, "Could you please call famous Russian comedian Yakov Smirnoff?" I can't call him. I'm having anxiety. And then you called him.
Yeah.
Because I am having a problem. I
that-
can't do phones anymore. Can't talk to people.
You're turning into a younger millennial.
Yeah, I wear the longer socks too. I wear longer socks. I can't talk to people. I can't look over their eyes.
Yeah, because that's not an old thing. Because till the day he died, my pop-up was answering scam calls on his phone. Like, hello?
Stop
I would
doing
tell
this.
him, I was like, quit answering your goddamn phone, pop-up. Like, it's all scams.
Nobody's calling you.
Yeah, it's everybody's scamming. And then he just refused to answer it every time. Hello? It's a scam.
I want to live in a community where I pay an HOA fee for everybody to be quiet. Like the only rule is
we don't have that here.
quiet and considerate. You have to be
No.
considerate of everybody, and everybody has to be quiet.
Japan.
That's what I want.
Japan
Is
does
that?
it.
Can I move there?
Yeah, but
It's
you'll be
too-
the rudest person there, and they'll
Right.
they'll boot you out of there
Right,
because
right.
they are so considerate that you are
Like they're
inconsiderate
bowing at each
America.
other
Yeah. You've lived here in America too long.
There can be a problem with that too, though. Certain bands like go over to like certain Asian countries and try to perform, and then it's just quiet because nobody wants to let loose.
Right, but
So
they're
you-
just quietly enjoying. You
Well,
know,
they are, but that's weird. Wouldn't that be weird?
Well, okay, so remember when we went to Billy Joel in 2014?
oh, I love that. That
So,
was so good.
I remember that the people behind us, like I was just sitting, I sit quietly and enjoy music for the most part. And the people behind us were like talking to each other, like, what is up with all these white people? They are not moving. They need to get up and dance. And they were like up dancing to Billy Joel. And I was just sitting there quietly. Like,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I
sometimes
didn't know.
I
didn't
like
know.
to quietly enjoy. It's all right.
Yeah.
So
I do that-
boring,
I like to
though.
do that at
It's
comedy
not boring
shows.
for me.
I like to sit at a local comedy show with like a little notepad, and then whenever somebody tells a joke, I just like to make a check on my pad.
See, that's
Just make a little check.
No, I laugh and stuff, but I'm more like bothering somebody else's experience or like negatively affecting somebody else's experience overpowers any personal sense that I have of like trying to enjoy. You know what I mean?
that means you're not free inside to
You need to be
really
free.
enjoy
But
life.
then I start looking at everybody else and I'm like, why don't you feel like that, jerk? You
Well,
know,
I have
you're
that
ruining
problem
my
too.
time.
No, I have that
You're
problem
a
too.
noise.
I do that
They're
a
bringing
lot.
the party to you. You understand?
I do that a lot with Maisie, like where I rein her in, and I feel like I need to let her be a little more free, and then I flog myself for being like a dream killer, or being overly like about the rules. You
Yeah,
know? Like,
yeah.
I'm a rules guy,
Yeah.
you know, and I think maybe, no, I agree with what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Let's all talk in speakerphone.
No.
Let's blast our music. You're bringing the party to
Everybody
everybody
at the
around
Baldwin
us.
Publix, everyone at Baldwin
I
Publix,
live like this.
no matter of race, color, creed, age, or sex, speaks on their phone.
On speakerphone?
Wide open. Yeah,
Don't,
everybody
please.
does it.
We need to get, okay, do you remember what people used to drive in the rain with their flashers on?
Yes.
It started to become, like, this message started gaining momentum. Like, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. And now nobody does it anymore.
No, it's legal now.
No, it's not. It's illegal
It's
now.
100% legal to do it now.
To drive in the rain with your flashers on?
Yeah, yeah.
No, there's signs up on the
No,
roadway
I'm
that
pretty
says
sure they
flashers
changed that.
off,
I think they changed that.
headlights on.
I think they changed it.
But now nobody does it, though.
No, they do it.
You're just messing with me.
I'm not. I promise you I'm not.
Oh, well,
The
anyway.
chat room's got to help. Yeah, the chat room, EJ, it's legal now. Daniel is correct. Yeah.
They made it.
Well,
Well,
legal.
that's terrible.
No, I agree. Look, I'm on your side.
I'm
Please don't
moving to
punch me
Sweden.
because you look beautiful in your glasses. But I agree with you. I hate it. I hate it with all my heart. But I remember yelling about it one day, and then Andrea's like, because Andrea always knows, and Andrea's like, it's legal now. And I'm like, what do you mean it's legal now? And I went through the same thing
Why
you're going
is
through
that
right
legal?
now. I don't know.
But we just caved to the
No, because
people who
so
are
many
dumb.
dumb people were doing it. A lot of this happens, right? A lot of times what happens in the world is a lot of dumb people want something, and those of us, we look at it, we're like, that's dumb. And they're like, sorry, more of us.
Right, like,
And then it has to happen.
No.
Yeah.
I
The
know.
dumb rule the world.
Yeah, the dumb rule the world.
I
And-
have to
and-
fight it because
No, you can't
hey,
fight it.
I'm dumb too.
Tie
but
the ropes to the buildings. They're falling. Give us some Mountain Dew.
it's just all you have to do is
I love Mountain Dew.
Speakerphone, loud.
explain
I like
to them
it.
why it's bad, and then they'll know.
Yeah, they changed the
No.
law the past few
Can't
years.
explain
it.
It's legal now. Oh, yeah. Somebody got
Okay.
well actually a couple of months ago. The new law chapter, it was in 2021. Sorry, Crystal.
So let's take a break. And when we come back, I want to do a small segment about speaking of a lot of people doing things and it changing the landscape of a behavior.
Yeah, man.
I think that there's some like interactions with animals that we've changed our thinking behind, and it's causing some problems. And maybe I just see the stories, and it's always been like this, but it
We'll
makes
cuss and
sense.
discuss. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So I'm sure a lot of people saw the video of the kayaker that got caught in a whale's mouth. It was a humpback whale, and
you see
people
this,
say
Crystal?
swallowed, but it's
I haven't seen it.
it's not that like
Here, I'll play
I
it.
saw the lady a couple years ago. I feel like she was.
This is from the
Yeah.
AP. He's like going along, and then
Cuando volteo no
then he
veo
pops out.
a Adrián.
I'm not sure where it was,
Un
somewhere
compañero
off of
mío.
is it
No lo veo
Mexico?
ni veo el bote,
let me see
entonces,
here.
me sorprendí, me preocupé.
It doesn't say, actually, and this is-
So they use the term swallowed, but it's not that. But basically the whale popped up and it was feeding, right? That's how humpback whales feed. And me and Crystal
the Strait of Magellan.
Okay. We still don't actually know
doesn't
where
help
that
much.
is.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Have to be
where's
a-
that?
I
would
think I've heard of it
I would
before.
assume it's near Magellan, but I can't. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. So
Are you gelling? I'm gelling.
I'm gelling a little bit.
these whales, like if you look into it, like humpback whales, their throats are only the size of a human fist.
Hey.
So you can't actually get swallowed like into the whale's stomach, and then there's also
neither can Tommy Lee.
there's they have essentially a bunch of filters in their mouth that they they're trying to
Is it krill that they're trying
krill,
to get?
small fish, like schools of
They
fish.
got
or
like
whatever.
brooms. They got brooms
Yeah,
for teeth.
yeah, and so
Okay.
and then they've evolved.
Mike
so,
B has a broom for teeth.
so that
Like his mustache.
any big item that gets caught in their mouth, they immediately expel so that it doesn't hurt them in any way. You know, they've evolved this way. So
Andrea does this too. It's like anything anything larger than a piece of Outback steak, it gets spit out.
and these kayakers were, it's fair to assume they were there to try to witness these humpback whales
Got
feeding.
too close.
And I think this may be far-fetched, but I think that they 100% knew this was a possibility for one of these whales to accidentally, especially, okay, so when we watched the humpback whales feed in Alaska, they were bubble feeding, and this is not that. I guess they bubble feed and lunge feed. And this looks like more like lunge feeding, because when they bubble feed, they basically go in packs and expel bubbles through their blowhole, creating bubble-like nets to corral the fish closer and closer, and then they come up from the bottom once the fish are basically all compact together, and that's how. And they all come up with their mouths open. And we watched it in Alaska with my pop-pop, and
all the boats were really far. We were far away.
Because you could tell where they were, because the birds would try to eat the fish that they were scared of, because basically the fish had nowhere to go, so they're all jumping out of the water.
The pod of whales is,
and then all of a sudden the fish would start jumping out of the water, birds would start getting the fish, and then the whales would come up with their mouths. So you knew where they were. Now, you could tell in here there's not birds dive bombing or anything, so this one lone whale was just like lunge feeding. I looked it up, and like they'll just kind of do the same thing as schools of fish, like lunge up with their mouth open, catching fish.
No different than us tossing a cast net in an area where there's a high concentration of fish.
Yeah, and so I think these kayakers were well aware that this whale was doing this, and probably well aware that that it could actually, they could be caught in the whale's mouth,
or at least
while
bumped.
it's lunge, bumped or whatever, and so I think. And may even through, like, these guys were experienced. Like, you saw the way they were dressed. They
had on gear.
They're not tourists.
Yeah.
Like, they had cold water gear on. They had GoPros. Like, everything about them looked like these guys were out
trying to get a good video.
Yeah. This isn't you and I out there doing TomandDan.com.
Yeah.
These guys look like adventure guys.
And I think they were aware that this could happen, and almost like, what if we caught it on tape? It'd be a crazy video.
I think that's a stretch, honestly, because of how rare something like that is. I think more likely they probably were just out there trying to get as close as they could and to get an amazing video, like closer than anybody else could. I doubt they're out there like, let's see if one of us gets bit by the whale.
Well, they probably know about those whales, and they probably.
What if they don't spit you out till they go back down?
Well,
deep
that's
again?
what he said. Like this, Adrian Samakis, the son who actually went in the whale's mouth. He says, yes, at first when I thought I had died, it was a lot of terror. So like,
yeah, but that's what I would say if I'm talking the news.
Not to go along with him, and I know people hate that, but he wasn't in there very long. My initial thought wouldn't have been, like it would have been like, you see what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
I think those guys know that if this situation happened to happen, that it would immediately spit you out. It's happened before with other kayakers, and the same thing. Like the whale immediately.
So you're suggesting that these guys went out there with the intention of getting grabbed,
or at least getting bumped.
I disagree, sir.
I think
that's too far. I think that I'm skeptical of everything too. Too far.
But I think we live in a time where most people, if they see, the only thing that's dragging me in, not to disagree with you, is the GoPro thing.
Yeah. We live in a time where everybody's trying to get that footage.
They love it.
Yeah.
They always have, like, everybody's got their GoPro on their dirt bike. They got it on their this.
Yeah,
that,
so
and the
it's
other
easy,
thing.
and they were trying to GoPro the whales feeding, but I'm sure they talked about, like, hey, if one of us accidentally gets in the way of this whale lunge feeding, it would be an awesome video, and
like
they'll
here,
spit us out.
Look at the gear those guys have on. That's both of them together.
Yeah. Like, this is something these guys do, and I'm sure I've done multiple times.
He's got a life jacket or something. They got cold water gloves. They've got dry suits on. He's got a GoPro, glasses, a bunch of other stuff like hanging off of him, like little dry packs and this.
These guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're not idiots.
Also, there's another story that Daniel told me about. There's a tourist. This was a tourist from Canada in the Turks and Caicos, and they were snorkeling. And she got her hands bit by a shark, and they had to amputate both of her hands.
Yeah, 55-year-old victim.
And so I was reading about it. I was like, oh, and this happens every once in a while. There was a shark attack with a person paddleboarding last year, remember, in the Bahamas, and it ate that person.
Yeah,
like a bunch of sharks.
That was a really sad one.
And
they're all sad. If you lose your hands, that's very sad. I'm not saying they're not sad.
So with this in the story was this lady was snorkeling, and she was trying to get camera footage of this shark. So she was kind of following it as it was like going, And think about how much we're inundated with camera footage of sharks and underwater stuff because of there's so many cameras. Every tourist has a GoPro. Everybody has a camera. Like we've put out
These whale guys contributed to this lady's hands being bitten off.
Well, we have a different relationship with wildlife than, especially sharks, than I feel like
Somebody from Toronto or Canada or wherever she was from.
Well, not even that as much as like in the 70s.
We're supposed to boo the Canadian anthem now, right? I think we are.
People were more afraid of sharks back in the day of Jaws and things when they had less footage of people interacting with sharks. And now that there's more footage,
I think there is something to be
I think
said
they're
about
less afraid.
Yeah.
We've been desensitized with the Shark Week, with all the Discovery Channel.
social media video.
Yeah, I mean, we just played a video last week, not even 4 days ago before your camping trip, of a beluga whale returning somebody's cell phone. Everybody's interactions with animals, if you're in the internet, almost are like one-on-one, like these. You're getting to meet all kinds of bears, monkeys. You're interacting with everything one-on-one.
So nowadays, if people see a shark underwater, I imagine they think, oh, this is like the footage I see, and like I need to get more footage of it. And then now people have been around sharks. 99% of the time, it's not going to bite you. But if that lady would have saw a shark and gone the other way and been afraid of it, never would have happened, right?
Right.
So her being comfortable filming the shark caused a higher likelihood of getting bit.
The chat room is making her point. That new anglerfish, or the black devil, you've seen the fish that hangs that lantern in front of
one
it.
just floated
Yeah,
up.
one just floated up. So they got video of that. And the person's like staying like, oh, look, it's the black devil. And it's like, this is something that...
Was it dead?
No, I think it was alive.
Oh.
But it ended up dying, because it can't survive.
Well, a group
at
of
this
kids beat it to death with an old stop sign when it floated ashore.
But I think people are way less afraid of sharks than they used to be, just because of how often they see people interacting with sharks on video. And
This is a sad one.
And then
There's footage of this, right?
Oh, God, I hope not.
Well, there is. I mean, she was holding the camera.
Yeah, I guess that's true. She
Yeah,
was
but you
filming
wouldn't see. You
might
see
see it
turn
come at her, yeah.
It's their footage, so I don't know if they release it. You know what I'm saying? Like they'd have to send it.
Do you release your footage?
If I got
I think
both
you
my
would.
hands amputated, I don't.
No.
I don't think I would. I'd be embarrassed that I made a mistake.
Well, what if you got like Jamie Lannister style? First of all, you start with a golden hand.
Well, both of them is so bad, but it's so because it would be bad anyway. But
At
if you only
55,
had
she's
one,
like my
at
age.
least you had some fingers to work with. She's now got no more fingers. Like
Yeah.
your fingers are so.
Nah,
You know what I get? I get 2 shark fins. And I take it back. I take the power.
Why the hell didn't they give Jamie Lannister a golden sword hand?
No, they gave him a.
Because you can't walk around with that all the time.
No.
Yeah, you can't. It's Game of Thrones.
No, he
Like,
should
of
have had
course you
different
can.
ones. He should have had different ones that come and go.
That
Yeah.
golden hand didn't do anything
No,
for
it
him. He
did
couldn't
nothing.
do anything with it.
Oh, I know what he did with it. Yeah, I know what he's doing with it.
Give him a weapon hand.
Shame. I know what he's doing with it.
Like he couldn't. He had a sword fight left-handed and
Yeah.
relearn everything. Give him the sword on the right hand. Make his hand a sword.
No.
So obvious. Anyway, sorry.
Make it a shocker.
How would they attach it so it would be strong enough and like stable enough?
It would hurt. He wouldn't. At the first hit, he'd be like, oh!
Yeah, it's like because
Kang.
his wrist isn't there to absorb and do this with it.
Yeah.
He's just gonna.
He'd have to hold his own wrist in order to give it enough,
I'm just saying, make it some sort of weapon. The golden hand does nothing. He can't even hold anything with it.
Well, why don't you call the writer? Okay, tell him he's an idiot.
George R.R. Why don't you get George R.R. on the phone? What's going on with R.R.?
I don't know. Ask me.
That's the look I'm going for. Little George R.R. What if I did that for Halloween? What if I just got fatter and fatter?
What would Daniel have been if he was on Game of Thrones?
Oh, I'd been.
What would have been your character?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
you know who.
Are you messing around over something?
It's the cut face.
Yeah.
I didn't mean pick an existing character. I just meant like
My
you
own
would have been like a
character?
Friar Tuck or something.
Oh, look at that. I'm a fat monk. Thanks a lot.
All right, let's take a
Purple.
break. We'll be back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to a Corporate Time. We've got Joe from Fairville Megastore in here today.
Hey!
to talk about an event going on tomorrow, February 19th, Cocktails and Consent, and it involves a burlesque.
Oh, I thought that was a joke.
That's
That's fantastic. It's a real thing. Oh, it's a real
it
thing.
is a real thing.
The Cocktails and
Yeah.
Consent, that's hilarious. Who wrote that?
And,
I love it.
And Ivy is also here from Les Vixen's Burlesque Troupe, who's going to be at the event performing tomorrow.
Performing, hosting.
All right, okay, all right.
Hey, I love it.
So, Ivy,
Burlesque, you came to the right show.
Yeah.
We are the Burlesque guys.
I knew where to bring her.
I said, boylesque, let's go.
Boylesque. Do you like boylesque?
what is that? Burlesque with boys?
I thought you were
Okay.
wearing your tearway pants today, but it's not, you know.
He
I'll
would be
tear
the
him
guy
off.
to do it. He would be.
He would be. You should see
Let
him
me
in
give
a
you
kilt.
some compliments. Like you are looking like a camping snack, buddy. Let me just tell you right now. When you came in this morning, fresh and tan off your camping trip, I wanted to eat you up like a little Debbie cake.
It's a camping snack.
I can't take you seriously because you look homeless.
That's
I was
right.
just talking about
you're
it.
talking like a
And
homeless
the
man,
longer
too.
my hair gets and the more homelessly I look, the more I'm into hot men. I'm becoming an old gay homeless man. Is that
I knew it. I wrote that down right when we
Yeah.
started business.
And my wife asked me that. She's like, "What do you want to achieve in 2025?" And I'm like, "Well, I've been a famous podcaster, a famous radio guy. I think homeless gay man's where I want to go."
I think we can evolve as a people.
Yeah, let's do it.
Big
So,
dreams.
first, before we speak to Ivy about, because
sorry.
I got a lot of burlesque questions.
And let me correct myself. Unhoused gay man.
Okay. So, you got to check out this event at Fair Villa. Fair Villa does their events right.
I'm sick of
It's gonna
telling
be
people.
awesome.
I'm sick
And
of
it's going
telling
to be
people all the
not
stuff.
at Fairville.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We have surprises actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What are you sick of telling people though?
Well, just
Before
how
we-
good your parties are and that you give away a bunch of free stuff.
You know, I hate to say how true that is because actually that's what I wanted to say. It was a big thank you to Central Florida because we just had an epic Valentine's party, which actually is why we are here together today. Relationships begin out of amazing things, but we had over 300 people packed in there. We gave away almost $5,000 worth of stuff. We had such an epic performance. We broke the stage. It was
did.
that kind of
Oh,
party.
I know
broke
what
the
happened.
stage.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Oh
did.
my God!
Hey,
You're
hold
doing
on,
some
wait.
blood pumping on there or something. What were you doing?
How to break?
I mean, I'm gonna.
You had
I'm
to
gonna
be there to
Yeah,
see it.
it was
Sorry,
a
we're
moment.
not
Yeah.
It
spilling
was
any
from a
secrets.
universal epic. It was
Had to
amazing.
be there.
Yeah.
First
But
ever
we
quadruple
had
penetration.
we had a dirty talk class. It was just a stellar time. Good time was had by all. Seriously good vibes. There was a lot going on. Amazing people in attendance. So we're just super grateful for you guys for coming out and for your support.
Awesome.
But that is how I found this stunning beauty sitting next to me.
Hey.
Actually, we were brought into each other's lives about a year ago by conversation. And, you know, timing is amazing. It's a gift, right? And so literally as the Valentine's party was coming together and we knew that we needed to up level it, we went looking for the best.
All right.
And not only did we find them, but we married them.
We are besties for the rest of
so
you,
Oh my God!
very-
This is what you and I sound like. I feel like on the show. People are like, "Oh my God, it's disgusting."
Well, let me tell you. I mean, again, it's beautiful creatures are amazing, but the ones that are beautiful from the inside out and just make the world a better place.
and
are
on the
kind of-
outside.
It's all pink
I
on the
mean,
inside. That's what I say.
Listen, I look at all the highs in this room.
Mm-hmm.
But to be able to spend time with someone who believes that what they do has a sense of purpose and is sexy about it all day, could listen to her talk. So wanted to bring her in today because not only does Liz Vixens do amazing things, and they are. I think we were just sharing. Actually, we were sharing awards on our way in. So Watermark, I was celebrating. We are the second best Orlando's adult novelty store, and I played it up, and we're excited. And thanks to Orlando, appreciate you. But Mrs., would you share your awards?
Oh,
this
yeah.
week?
Well, I am Orlando's #1 stage performer non-drag and Orlando's #1 adult entertainer.
Really?
Oh my God!
And we are also...
Hold on. That
Number
deserves-
one?
That deserves a blast.
And we're,
Everything.
the Les Vixens are also, from the Orlando Weekly, the best burlesque troupe 6 years running. So
There you go.
All right. So
and we married them.
I love
we
that.
sure did.
when you say adult entertainer,
Well, yeah.
what?
I'm an adult and I entertain.
Okay. All
Hey, I like that.
right.
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So, but you
I've
don't
never
mean
thought of it like that.
Well, you know.
like the stereotype of adult
Correct.
entertainer,
Correct.
not that.
Well, burlesque is the art of the tease, and we do take off our clothes.
Which
so-
is its own kink, as we talked about last month.
We did, yeah.
So
I like it when they keep it on. I like it when they put more on.
we've done that. We've done a reverse strip.
I do love that. Yeah.
Why do you like that?
I don't know. I'm crazy. I'm a homeless gay man. You just told me that.
I wish I could shoot
women
rock
put
salt
your-
at you.
You can.
Get off my train.
But
Unhoused.
it's the only thing I truly love as a homeless gay man. I love rock salt. If you shoot it at me, I can't get enough.
and you love it when women put their clothes back on.
Yeah, I do.
The
I
gay
do.
part.
I just love the unexpected.
So Ivy,
Yes.
I was looking at your Facebook page.
Of course he
and
was.
I-
Yeah, and he had the
Well,
door
I did
shut.
my
He had the
research.
door shut in there. It sounded
No,
like
I
it sounded
didn't.
like he was in there stepping on ducks.
No,
That's where
I-
you keep the Pravilla stash,
No.
too.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing in there? Sounds
and
like somebody's unclogging a toilet.
because there is a wide spectrum of burlesque, I feel like,
sure is.
and
Absolutely.
and then when you hear burlesque, you're like, okay, it could be like a Moulin Rouge type of very.
That's a long move you put on that.
Well, a lot of feathers and
Yeah.
corsets, and there's whereas not that much skin showing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little Creole lady marmalade, if you will.
The razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
Little Kim will do some.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing, Little Kim. Just why they even highlight that?
We always, every time we talk about Moulin Rouge,
I'm sorry.
we get stuck on Little Kim.
I knew there was lore here. I
Yeah.
just watched all that happen.
Yeah,
That's
because,
all
okay,
right.
we get very angry.
All the other performers did a run,
Yeah,
and then she
Christina Aguilera did a beautiful run and showed
did.
off her vocal chops. I mean, Maya. Who's forgotten about Maya? Maya, still very powerful singer. And then they got the Little Kim, and they're like, do something. She goes, and everybody's like, oh, that's not good.
but they put it in.
Yeah, they said, you know what? Perfect.
Yeah, it's all she had.
Loved
It's
it.
all she had. And don't go looking at her now.
Back to the spectrum.
Correct.
So, and then I looked at the burlesque that you're doing, and it's
You liked it, didn't you?
spicier.
Yeah, it's spicier
So
burlesque.
it's like, I
It
just
was like
it is,
Burlesque
right?
Plus. It was like
It's
Burlesque
Orlando's
Plus.
favorite.
Spicy.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we actually do run the entire spectrum. So we go
Okay.
from the super glam, the sparkles, the feathers, the top hats, the corsets,
Yeah.
all the way to super nerdlesque. I mean, we've done literally every theme possible. So we like literally do it all. We do neo burlesque, classic burlesque, nerdlesque.
Is that a gamer's dream?
It sure is. We actually have a video game Vixen show coming up at the end of the month. So yeah.
Oh,
so
my God, Metroid.
we do.
People
Yeah.
don't know Metroid. That whole thing,
If you
that's
want
a
to,
lady.
you want to see Wolverine strip? What's up? I got
Oh,
you. So-
okay.
God, you're gonna be
Ivy.
Wolverine?
I sure will be
Are you
Wolverine.
gonna have chops?
I'm trying to borrow yours.
Yeah.
So.
Well, these are disgusting. You don't want mine, but we can get you some.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let's go to this.
Oh, you gotta have boner spikes.
Yeah. You
Coming
do.
out of your
I
nose.
sure will.
Yeah, they're made of aluminium.
Farewell on the way.
And I'm going from new school Wolverine into old school like video game Wolverine. So that's the gag.
I
there.
can
So-
I can see the chat rooms buying
Hotter.
tickets right now.
As you should.
Yeah, I can
As you
see them.
should. Yeah, it's at 1UP.
Is there
arcade bar.
anything you can't do in burlesque? What are the rules? Give us the
Well,
like the
it really
rules
does.
of burlesque.
It depends on your county and also your state and
Right.
and the blue laws and etc.
Well, I thought that was considered art. Like you could do
It's-
anything you want.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I said.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said.
They don't-
But then, because I travel, I do shows all over the country, and so I have a troupe of 16, and we do shows all over. I mean, there's like 28 days in February. I have 27 gigs.
Wow.
So yeah, she's a busy lady.
Every
so.
day, if there's someone who wants burlesque on a Wednesday.
I like that.
Except for today. Today is the only day, so we're here.
In fact, I actually prefer a Tuesday burlesque.
Well, we do Tuesday burlesque.
I
so
like
don't,
that.
Don't,
Yeah.
every day of the week. There's no rest
Tuesdays
for the
with
wicked, baby.
burlesque is a book I'm writing.
So,
Quit
Ivy,
it with your dreams, bro.
Stupid. Real dumb.
Stick to your lane.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want this to sound creepy at all, and this does not. It shouldn't come off as creepy.
I
but
like beer.
I'm really enjoying the preface here.
No,
All right,
because
I'm buckled up.
Because as it comes out of my mouth, and I can see the
What's
chat
wrong?
room.
What's wrong
and
with a little boofing?
everybody's cringing, like, "Oh my God, Tom's making it weird. He's awkward
Again.
or whatever."
So we have, oh God, here we go. When
See,
you
they
start
do
a
it to me.
sentence like that. Yeah.
Yeah, shut up, chat room. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, and then I'm sorry, Joe. So then we have our saleswoman firing a warning shot to the client from the chat room. That's wild.
What
That's
happens?
never happened
Love you,
before.
Gary. Love you.
What happens, Ivy, is that I'm a regular old nerd dad, right?
Hell yeah.
That has kids, that goes camping trips.
Yeah.
You
Clearly,
know,
I see
just-
the tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you know, my life doesn't, is not fun anymore. You know, there's
Yeah.
like a lot of nerd dads out there.
American Beauties working out in the garage as the pedals land on his head.
Yeah. And then, and imagine me and a lot of nerd dads out there. We haven't seen like a woman out there,
Period.
you know, in
Yeah.
scantily
Well, I don't wanna
clad
see
in
that.
person
Right.
in, I mean, decades
Yeah.
at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because our, you know, in the 20s, our strip club days are over. We
Well, they don't
we
have
do
to be,
anything
but
fun.
maybe your homeless gay partner keeps
just
telling
like-
you to go to the strip club, but you don't want to do
No,
it because
your
you think
wife-
it's inappropriate.
Your
you know?
old lady is won't let you go.
But your
and then
homeless business partner, he's still
No,
got a
yeah.
little fun left in him.
and then I'm looking at this burlesque show, and I'm like, this is
You got to go for the show. You got to go for our show.
It checks a box that me and a lot of other nerd dads have been missing out
Yeah.
there in our lives,
Heck yeah.
where we have some excitement and see some burlesque and some women.
There is
that
something
are,
different
And you
about-
take your wives
performing.
too.
No,
sure
no,
can.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
Oh no, yeah,
Joe,
you
I'll
can.
cut that part out.
Oh no, this is good business.
Bring
I'll
your
show
wife.
you.
Let
yeah.
me tell you,
No, no,
because
no.
we will seduce her to the point where she will feel so empowered
Mm-hmm.
and so hot that you will be seeing scantily clad
Okay.
lady at
Yeah,
home.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to see.
absolutely.
I don't want to see her.
Yeah.
I want to see you guys
Here's the
doing
problem,
it,
Ivy.
right? I want to see you
Perfect.
guys doing
Yeah.
it, and then when I get home, I want her to be like, "All right," and then just turn the lights off.
Yeah. But then also, like, you know, my wife, she is, I think she's jealous. And then, you know, there's a lot of beautiful women performing.
Yeah.
And then if I show that I like it too
You
much.
can't. No, you can't. You can't even show that.
Let me tell you what.
Huh?
This is why I am a professional, because
Okay.
if you brought your wife,
Yeah.
let's just say, not only would she not feel intimidated because of the way we host our shows, the way the girls perform, it is
Gotcha.
so magical, empowering, and there is actually no intimidation for women, especially when
Welcoming.
they bring their men, because we ignore you and we focus on her.
Oh, okay. All right.
And she's gonna feel like the hottest piece of shit in the world. Like she's gonna love it. And like that's part of the art of the tease, is that we create this really comfortable space that's also incredibly hot. So it's a lot of emotions. You're gonna need to text your therapist after, but like it'll rock your world. And especially like our video game Vixen show coming up, like hello, that one's gonna be like you're gonna see like
You ever gotten a boner for Pac-Man? I have.
we have Angry
Every
Birds
night.
coming out.
Yo,
We have an
I
Angry
love
Birds.
that.
We have an
Yeah.
Angry Birds act. So
I love that. I love that. I'll be one of the pigs and just let the birds sit all
I'm
over me.
telling you what.
Sit on me, bird.
It's
all
art.
I want to
It's
be is
magic.
smothered by those. They just make these rudimentary houses out of just regular rectangles. All I want is for that one red bird just to sit on me.
Well, the red bird will be
Yeah,
at the show.
and I'm just a little pig with a crown on.
And
That's all
that
I am.
actually is
He's
kind
a
of
crown pig.
Yeah, I'm just a
Actually-
crown pig, a gay homeless man.
You got
I
the
don't know how
boomerang
I go-
bird?
I'll go
I
from
like- that's
pig
my
to where we're
favorite.
gonna go. But what's really exciting about what she's talking about in creating that amazing atmosphere that's so welcoming, that's so non-invasive, that removes all the shame and brings up all the sexuality, right?
Yeah.
Super exciting. And that kind of does lead into part of the conversation why we're doing the event tomorrow.
Correct.
There's all kinds of stuff happening in the world right now, right? And there's all kinds of people asking all kinds of questions and figuring out their own boundaries.
Sure.
And so it's really fun is that in this partnership, we have the opportunity to take it to a place. It's not at Fair Villa. Tomorrow night is at Southern Nights, actually.
right
Oh,
on.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You can get away with a lot more there. I know that.
Right?
Well,
And
your unhoused gay man. Is, he's gonna be there.
totally welcome. It's a safe place for you.
My gay friends have told me about it.
Yeah.
I'm
Where do you
like,
think
they
I'm
partying.
living? Yeah. Hi, I
what's-
live outside there.
Let's go back to the birds. But what's fun is it gives Fairville University and our educators and these amazing performers, entertainers, also advocates, activists, educators in their own right, the opportunity to come together and in a community with so many questions, be able to, without shame, with sexuality, with fun, be able to have a conversation that really matters. And so I really honor you for that. Thank you for allowing us the space to
Yeah,
do
one
that.
one of the things that I do as a performer, I feel like I have this like platform of sparkly boobs, and I reel people in with that, and then I'm like, bam, mental health, bam, pride, bam, advocacy, and it's part of the artistry is advocacy. So a lot of what we're doing is not just simply shaking ass and twirling tassels, which we are professionals at that,
So good.
but it is this creation of like a lot of like sensuality, advocacy, building up people's self-esteem, building up their feeling empowered so they can go out into the world, feel more confident, feel more sexy and happier, and like they can like own own it, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah, it's good turning them out.
You know, own.
She
your,
turned out about 4 straight girls at
I
our
sure
party.
did that
Yeah,
too.
they were calling, going, "I think I might be." I'm like, "Yeah, that's all right."
It'd be like that. But one of the great things about the event tomorrow is that all the proceeds that we raise, all of our tips are going to Zebra Youth.
Oh, right on.
And
What
then
is that? I saw that.
Zebra Youth is they help LGBTQ plus at risk youth. So if they get kicked out of their homes
Sure.
because they come out,
It happens a lot.
It sure does. And
Yeah.
you'd think in 2025 we'd have flying cars and equality, and yet, so so
That's insane to me.
it truly is. But
like because it's like, don't you know your kids? And so whatever they are,
We both
you
have
know
kids.
them.
We can't understand
So-
that. Like, the idea,
Yeah.
the idea
So
of looking at your child, something you created, and no matter what your child is into doing, whatever, like not having a bond to that child, like I have to my daughter, who like everything I look at her, there isn't a second that I like. We're even right now telling you this, I feel like I want to cry.
Yeah.
We can't wrap our brains around the father who can't handle who the daughter, the son, the whomever, and then kicks them out on the street. Don't be that person, man.
I wouldn't kick
Jesus
my
Christ.
sons out of my house for being a serial killer.
I know he would. He is the worst one. He is the worst one. He
You
wouldn't even
understand?
call the cops.
100%.
They could murder me. They could murder me right
They
now. in
married
the
a homeless
studio.
man?
Yeah, and they'd be like, and he'd be cutting up my body in the street.
No, I wouldn't
Well,
do
it's
that.
on record. Check there first.
But I'd just be like, barricade the doors. We'll go out in a blaze of glory. Because
I actually support that.
yeah.
I do support the blaze of glory.
Yeah. And I'll
Yeah,
shoot
but-
up in the air. I'll just let the cops shoot
So
me.
if you're like me, so if you are like me and like Tom, and you can't, and you think about that, you have kids, and you can't even imagine being that type of person, when then you can come to an event like this,
Right.
and then you can throw a couple of dollars their way to help these kids, still function as human beings, because
Right.
that's insanity. It
and
is.
Southern Nights will be matching whatever you
Oh, dig it.
raise. So, and Zebra Youth, I mean, they're incredible. They do such great things for the community, from everything from housing to
I think we've even worked on this before with like care packages for trans
Right.
youth and stuff like that. I think we've done this before, so this is good. Yeah, it's good.
it's
good
great.
to hear this.
And we're gonna put on a little show, so you get
There you go.
a great workshop on consent with Fairville University. So you kind of explore that, and then the Vixens will come and rock your world, and you can like make it rain, throw your money, and all of that money is gonna go right to Zebra Youth. So we're using our art for more than just titillating audiences and
There you go.
entertaining. So.
And so, during the burlesque show, is there anything that you like technically should do to put it in the category of like this is a burlesque show, or can it be anything?
Well, I host all the shows, of
Yeah.
course, and so there are certain things about burlesque. I mean, burlesque can be comedy, burlesque can be sexy, burlesque can be the umbrella of burlesque is massive.
Okay.
But typically there is an element of stripping, and there is an element of some sort of sensuality, costuming, that sort of thing. Typically. Not always. But for us, we usually, like I said, I'm going to be Wolverine stripping
That's
out
cool.
of, a leather jacket into like the green and blue. And I got my, so there's such range. And that's one of the reasons I do it. Because like I'm a theater nerd. So like, it's like sexy theater. Each little vignette, each act can go from, anything really. I mean, we've had shows from like everything you can imagine. Like name something right now. We've probably done a show.
Edgar Allan Poe.
You mean Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah.
We sure have.
Oh, yeah. There you go, Edgar Allan Poe.
There you go. We sure have.
I would,
so.
you know what I would like for you to do? I would like for you to do an Adam Sandler Thanksgiving song. Burlesque.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
now. Why you
I feel like
looking
if
at me
anybody
so
could pull it
hard?
off, I feel like if anybody,
Yeah.
because you know what's one of the things that's amazing, one of the things that continues to turn me on about you and what you do actually is not just what they do, but how they do it. There's an element of, I mean, I've seen burlesque around the world. There's an element of connection that Ivy not only exudes just in honest authenticity, but that her troupe provides in any audience format. I mean, they can take a matchstick and make it a bonfire.
RoboCop would be
It's-
good. I want RoboCop Burlesque. That would be awesome.
Are you going to
That'd be
sponsor
heavy.
that show?
I'd
Sponsor
like-
that show?
If
We'll
you
make it
guys
happen.
would do a nutty one,
Yeah.
I guarantee you he'd open his
I mean,
wallet up 100%.
We've done so many Star Wars shows, Revenge of the Strip, like all the things.
Yeah.
So we can really do anything.
We gotta do
but thank you,
something.
Joe, for saying that, because that's something that makes us really, I think, different from a lot of other performance art, is that we break the fourth wall, and we make every single person in the room feel like they are the most special, only person in the room. Like this performance is for them, and it's this incredible connection, this reciprocity, because we're not just waiting for their applause. We're giving so much to the audience, and they feel that so deeply because then. And you can see it, the gay panic in the room. You can almost smell it. It's like so intense, and it feels great.
Hold on, what's the gay panic? I want to be
I
involved.
don't know, but I got it right now, and I feel like I got to get out of here.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Come to the show. Find
Yeah.
out.
No,
Oh,
you're
my
going to a
God.
gay panic?
Yeah, what if you don't come in the next day and you're like, I can't come in, I got a case of the gay panic? I'm like, oh,
Honestly, yeah, I'll get you a doctor's note for that because I do have a doctor's costume, so I can,
damn.
I can bust that out.
Oh my God.
We also have many at Fair Villa.
Do you
sure
see
do.
the life that you could be living?
Uh,
You see the life you could be living?
yeah. I know. I've seen the videos. Nurse is a kink
Oh,
out there,
that's good.
and doctor
That's
too.
it, yeah.
Although the doctor is gone a little too far.
Yeah.
Because
And why is
I'm
the
like,
nurse
you cannot
always
do
my
this.
stepmom, and she always comes in and she's like, we got to get rid of that thing.
Why are we
Isn't it
talking
wonderful?
about your
I was
dreams
gonna
right
say,
now?
isn't it wonderful that we have this class on consent
Hello.
tomorrow?
Hold on, that's my stepmom.
Yeah,
I'll
like-
consent to her doing anything. That's my stepmom. My dad's marrying her.
I'm like, do you know this is not a regular exam? Or you're like, wait a
There
minute.
could also be a Fair Villa craft involved, and I just want to assure everyone it will not be medically
I'm like,
based.
where's the doctor? And where's your credentials? You have no credentials whatsoever, and you're not wearing a bra, ma'am.
Wow.
Dr. Hottie has all the credentials.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
Grr.
So again, this is at
Paint your own
Southern
letters.
Nights tomorrow, February 19th.
7 to 9.
And is there like a door charge, something like that?
We're gonna ask for a donation at the door.
Okay, there you go.
Whatever you're feeling, and then tips throughout the performances. So yeah, you get to
Yeah.
tip a performer and
Normally-
then know that that's going.
Yeah,
somewhere
that's
really
cool.
great.
Normally during the performances, it's kind of like, special to try. Like sometimes I remember going and like, you better get up there and get ready to tip because there could be a line.
Yes.
You know,
They
know your,
trample each other to give them
know
money.
your etiquette, have your money out, get ready to go.
Yep.
I
And,
mean, like,
and at the start of our shows, I always ask for consent. I say, y'all aren't allowed, don't grab us, don't slap us, none of that bullshit, but do we have consent to touch you? And then
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
goes crazy. And then I say, also, if a costume piece comes flying at you, take a good sniff and give it back. Don't steal our shit. So,
okay,
we'll guide you through the show. Don't worry. I've got you.
There you go.
Yes, I'm like your safari guide. We've done a safari show as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, safari. Very good. Pith helmet. I like a good pith.
And a lot of like I know there's a lot of straight nerd dads that are intimidated by gay bars, but me and Daniel, we used to go to
my favorite
Stonewall
bars. Yeah.
before every single Orlando City game.
Well, because it was so hard, it was so stressful to do those announcements.
right across the
Because
street.
you're doing them on the fly, and they're easy for true professionals like Sabrina and Ross Padgett because they're true professionals. But for two dum-dums like you and I, we would get very nervous about it. So we would go into Stonewall Bar on the back patio, and man, that's just sitting back there hammering Bud Lights. Oh, it's so fun.
Well, there's no difference between
No.
a straight bar and a gay bar.
no, in
people
fact, the
don't, people think
conversation there was better.
It's a bar.
Yeah.
It's something
It's a bar.
different, you
Yeah,
know, like
right.
And this is
Florida bar.
actually, as you guys have been talking, this is actually a spectacular event for parents to come have a date night because you get an amazing show that if burlesque is something that you've loved to want to experience but never have, great gateway performance, right?
True.
Also, you're supporting the youth in our community. If you have anyone that's in the community in your family, it's a good opportunity to give back. We're going to do a craft. We're going to teach a class taught by credentialed educators, actually. And then we're going to watch some amazing hotties do their thing. And it's spectacular. What a great way to spend a Wednesday night. 7 to 9, you'll be home before
Yeah, easy
bedtime.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah.
But it's also, like I said, for a lot of our audience who hasn't seen another woman scantily clad in 20 years, it's a great opportunity to be like, hey, let's go raise some good money for charity.
Yes.
And then your wife, you trick your wife into going, and then you're sitting back there getting drunk and seeing an amazing show.
Not a bad
that
idea.
You never normally see.
Is this just your plan?
Well, I imagine it's a lot of people's
Yeah,
plan out there. They're like, well,
And we love that. We love a plan.
Yeah,
Bring it
yeah,
on. Come on.
You're gonna go to
Yeah.
support, and I'm saying, and check out the Facebook. Plug your Facebook just so they understand what they're seeing. 'cause
Yeah. Also, our website, lesvixens.com, lesvixens.com. And then Les Vixens Burlesque is the Facebook, so you can type that in. And then Les Vixens Burlesque is also the Instagram. I believe in you. You can spell burlesque. You got this. So
Yeah.
lesvixens burlesque.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's G-string crazy. Do they
still call them that anymore? G-strings? Is it still?
No, that's how 90s.
Yeah, this guy, like, and their pantaloons
I was gonna say thongs and thongs.
There you go. Yeah, we've got our first face and then our second face back there. So
Their
we can look
pantaloons
at
are the
both.
cat's meow, I'll tell you. Like, What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Well, for some of the best faces in Orlando, make sure you join us tomorrow night.
It's G-string
I'm sorry,
crazy.
Ivy.
You're like, what's that? It was like the old Leisure Suit Larry.
I'm sorry. It's super embarrassing.
Pasties.
Pasties and
Do you
G-string.
guys make your own
Yes.
pasties, or do you have to purchase them?
Both.
Yeah.
Fair Villa has a great selection, so those are really, really cute. We've definitely shopped there. I do make a lot of my own costumes. So a lot of the girls do, because you can't really find like a Wolverine costume that's strippable.
I made
on the
some
rack.
That
pasties
is
for
true.
my wife. It's just 2 orange Homer buckets.
Why'd you say that?
Got her.
Why? Let's
I
talk.
don't know why I would say that. It's not true. She's a very small-breasted woman.
Pasties, they have to just cover the areola to be technically a pasty. Anything more
No,
than
I like
that,
it all the way across. I like a full
That's
coverage.
it, that's
Yeah.
Horizontal
body
pasty.
Yeah, I like a
That's
full-
body paste.
Well, I like my pasties like I like my
No,
panties. I like a full coverage.
No, that's a different. That's not a pasty, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Ivy?
well, pasties, yes, they have to cover the areola to be considered a pasty, but they can be bigger, smaller. You can have a pasty reveal all the kinds of things. They got tassels on them.
Yeah.
They can have, I have ones that I made that are Yodas. So,
Okay.
Or kind of like
yeah.
little Yoda faces.
They're Yoda faces.
Like Baby Yodas.
Well, they're not baby Yodas. I mean,
Yeah.
I know.
That would be pedophilia, I guess.
honestly.
Didn't think about that. You'd have full-size adult Yoda
Lunch
on
does good things to you.
there. Yeah.
Man, that's
Not
Grogu,
really.
not Baby Yoda, by the way. It's never Baby Yoda.
You
It
are
is to
you
me.
are a nerd dad. Wow.
It is to me because I don't like Star Wars, and you know that. So I say it deliberately to make fun and to be mean to the Star Wars people.
Keep people on the edge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then where else can people find all the information about the burlesque troupe and everything else?
Like I said, our website, Facebook, Instagram, we post everything. We do a lot of we have so many shows, and because I'm a Virgo, I have them listed out on the website for the end of the year.
That's awesome.
So we have literally you can
website.
get your tickets for all of our shows. We also have a lot of residencies. Every Saturday we're at Southern Nights for Girl the Party. Every Thursday we're in Gainesville for Mixing with Vixens at the
You
UC.
guys are working your asses off.
You have no
Legit
idea,
crazy.
homie. We're at
See their
Cocktails and
asses.
Screams all the time. Yeah, that's
I think that's where I've heard of you before is from that.
Cocktails and Screams. Yeah, we work our asses off, and don't worry, they always return. So
Yeah, but it is cool that burlesque is. I mean, like you're like one of many troops that I know of the name, which is
sure.
actually a good thing. That there's multiple
Yeah,
people
yeah.
out there participating in the art form.
it's an
So
amazing community we have here, especially in Florida. I mean, we've built it from the ground up.
Do we
so.
only have that because Orlando is truly a unique space, or like or Tampa, or is it like roller derby? Is it everywhere but just in small pockets, or what would you say?
I do think that there's been a huge revival over the last 2 decades of burlesque, and so a lot of people have jumped on the train because it's hella fun. Audiences love it. And like you said, you thought it could be intimidating, but it's not. That's why there's so many of them out there, because it's just so entertaining. And I work independently also with other troops, and so I got a chance to see what they're doing. And so yeah, our troop.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have. I mean, our troop is unique in its own way, best in the biz, I like to say. And then all the other troops, I mean, they're all fantastic. And there's also in Orlando, there's if you want to learn burlesque, there's the Burlesque Conservatory that my friends run. So that's like a whole course, and then you do a big production at the end.
I want to
when
get
you
into
graduate.
like silk work, and I want to.
In what way?
And I want to start.
Friend.
I want to
Wait,
do
wait,
some.
yeah.
I wanted to start doing some aerial.
Okay, yeah.
Waving the
training.
silk.
No. I want to start. I don't feel comfortable doing this podcasting anymore. I only feel comfortable
Hanging
when
from
I
the ceiling?
when I'm with my aerialist buddies doing doing my silk
Yeah,
work in the sky.
I like
You
it-
did mention therapy earlier.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
I
it's a
just,
texture therapy.
I only feel comfortable when I'm in doing my aerial training.
I like when you wrap yourself around and,
Yeah,
then,
and
you
then you
yo-yo
fall. You
out.
fake fall.
Yeah,
You fake fall.
You fake
Yeah,
yo-yo
yeah.
out of the wrap, and
Yeah.
you're like, whoa!
Oh, you know,
I'm excited for you to do that just with your beard.
That's
when it
because
grows long
oddly enough, it's called
Mm-hmm.
Poseidon's mustache. That trick. A lot of
can't
people don't
wait.
know that.
Oh, what if we start the first ever homeless burlesque boylesque troupe?
Yeah.
Uh,
I like that.
And then it'd be Daniel. I could.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
can't grow a beard.
We'll come out wearing cardboard.
Ooh, I like it.
I feel like we want to
Yeah.
be inclusive, so let's be real about it. Let's have some conversation.
Yeah. I think we do. I think we do it with actual.
We do like an SNL
Yeah.
D in a box, but in
There
cardboard.
you go.
Yes,
Now
yes.
you're on to something.
Yeah.
Yes, you're not gonna want to see that.
But I do ask that you rhinestone that box.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You know what? I
Yeah.
have that glue. My daughter does dance, so I've got, what is it, the
E6000.
Yeah, I got that stuff. Yeah, see, I know my stuff.
Okay, but the problem is
I
that
know how to
E6000 has a lot of fumes, and I can tell you've been using it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
so-
it's what puts me in the aerial.
Well ventilated room when you use
Oh,
E6000.
no. I just that. All right, we got to take a break.
Yep. Joe, Ivy, thanks so much for coming
Oh,
by.
thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
You guys.
It's been a pleasure.
Again, Southern Nights tomorrow, February 19th, all for a great cause.
Yeah.
Go see an awesome burlesque show.
Go support the kids in the community that need a little help.
Cocktails and consent.
Cocktails
we'll see
and
you
consent.
there.
There you go.
And we will see you tomorrow.